Hi, I am George Anthony Humble. I'm the youngest in my family. Who am I? I'll show you. We have Grandma and Grandpa Manwaring right there. We have great Grandma and Grandpa Bates. Great great Grandma and Grandpa Bates. Great 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 Grandma and Grandpa Butler. Great 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 Grandma and Grandpa Humble. There I am, George Anthony Humble. That's me. I was born in England. Not America, I was born in England. And I worked in the mines in England. That's when you work underground. That's really bad glare. There we go. That's when you work underground. And see how dirty we are? We work in the coal mines. And see, we have little candles on our hats right there. Right here. This guy has one. That's so we can see because it's so dark underground. And we have these little mining cars. And we even got some animals down there to help us. We got to dig out all that coal. And so that's where I worked. They had little kids work down there in the mines. Whoa, look at that. Those are just little kids. They're pushing the cart with the coal in it. One day I was helping pushing the cart. See, it's full of coal. It's really heavy. You gotta push it through the mine and get the coal out of the mine. It's dark. And I got smashed between some carts, two of them. Oh, it hurt. Oh my goodness. They pulled me out of the mine. They thought I was dead. But the missionaries who were in our village, because we had joined the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints just before this. And we had the elders there, and they ministered to me. And I was all right. I was okay. I didn't die. I went back to work. That was how that happened. So, anyway, we decided to go to America. My mom and dad, and my two sisters, and my niece decided to go to America on a ship. We're going to sail across the ocean. We couldn't bring very much stuff, so we got some dishes, just a little bit, and some of our clothes, and packed them up, just a few things, not very many. And we got on our ship and we sailed to America. Wow, that was fun. It took us a month, 1 month to go across the ocean. And when we got to America, we got jobs again. I got a job, well, doing a few things, but one of them was I would take the tithing grain. What's tithing grain? When you pay your tithing, you don't pay with money. You pay with food. You just have some more food and you pay 10% of your food. See that? So I took that tithing grain in my wagon, get up horse, to Salt Lake City, and that was my job. It was a pretty good job. I kept working a lot, and I also kept working and got another job on the railroad. And as I grew up and kept working on the railroad, hello, that's me, George Anthony Humble. I'm grown up now. We finished the railroad that comes from the Pacific Ocean and that comes from the Atlantic Ocean, and it met in the middle in Utah. It is called Golden Spike because they put a golden spike into the railroad when they're building the railroad. And you can go see that. It's in Ogden, Utah. I was working there when that happened. We have one railroad all across America now. It goes all the way across. It didn't do that before. So that's where I was working for the railroad when they got that finished and call it the Golden Spike. Well, one day I was in town, Salt Lake, and there was some folks came into town, and her name was Talitha Cheney, and she had her daughter Olive with her, and Olive was 13, and we met, and 1 year later when Olive was 14, we got married. It's kind of young, isn't it? We got married. And you know, I mean, 14, it isn't that young, you know, not in the olden days. And so this is Olive Cheney is her name. And we got married and we started a family. And we decided to go to a place called Jackson Hole. You ever heard of Jackson Hole? Nice place. And so we got our wagon all packed up, and we had some kids, a few kids, and we drove up to Teton Valley, Idaho, because we were in Utah. We drove to Idaho. We drove to Teton Valley to go over into Jackson Hole, and there was a lot of snow. Lots and lots of snow, because still kind of early in the year, and so when there's snow, do you know what you do? You sit down and you wait. You're not going to get through that snow. Not with a covered wagon. Not going to happen. So we just kind of sat and camped for a little while and waited. In about 3 weeks, we were able to go. We got through. And went over into Jackson Hole. Ever seen Jackson Hole? That is where this is at. You ever seen this? Maybe you have been there. That is Jackson Hole. And we lived in Jackson for a little while with our kids. And you know what? It was kind of a rough cowboy town, a western town. And the church wasn't really good there, and the schools weren't really good there. We had a lot of kids. We wanted to have a good school. So we decided, well, let's just go back to Idaho. Idaho, right? Let's go back to Idaho. And so we got all of our stuff. We loaded in the wagon. We had to drive clear back over that pass. And I had my boys driving a wagon, and I drove a wagon and got all our stuff. And as we were going over the pass, here's a picture somebody drew of us. We hit a rock, and the whole wagon crashed over. Oh my goodness, and all of our stuff spilled out of the wagon, and all the bedding and everything we had. Oh no. But the wagon was all right, but my wife, Olive, she fell out of the wagon, and oh, let me tell you, I got hurt. We found out later I didn't break a bone, thankfully. I didn't break any bones, but oh, something hit my leg really hard. It got really bruised. Either I hit it or the wagon hit it or something. Oh my goodness. And so we had to, clean up our stuff and get Mom up and, you okay? Are you all right? And so my kids helped me, and we put a bed right there in the wagon. We loaded up our wagon again and put a bed right in there, and we just kind of put Mom in the bed, and that was a lot better. And she could ride comfortably down to Idaho, and we're glad that was all it was. It wasn't broken bones or anything worse. We're very thankful. We got into Idaho, and we decided to live in Victor. And we had quite a few kids. Let's see, we had Marianne was our first, and Olive, and then George actually only lived a little while. He died as a little baby. But we will see him again. He's still one of our kids. And then Talitha, William, Sarah Jane, Eleanor, Minnie, Eulalia, Thomas, Hetty, and little John, baby. We did our baby. And we built a pretty nice house in Victor, and that's where we lived. We lived there our whole lives, and we had a good house there, and we had a good life, and we served in the church, and we were thankful that we could pray to our Heavenly Father and learn about Him with our church. And we lived up there in Victor until we died, and we're buried up there. And that house, it burned down. There were some rumors Maybe it was haunted, maybe. Anyway, Halloween, some kids set fire to it, and it burned down. The old humble home, it was called, and it burned down, but it was a good house for us.